falls into place if you get 100% of the revenue. So if you put it out under your own brand, much better chance of you recuperating you're recouping your costs of your cover and your edit and all that. So it, it's
Yeah.
it's a fascinating business. It's a frustrating business because a lot of times the author, the people that create these really amazing works, are the ones that get the least amount of everything. So that is the beauty of going on your own, is you can have more control over that kind of stuff. But you're also limited. You're also
Yeah.
limited by what you can contribute to get the book out. You're contributed by your distribution. You're not going to see your book at probably a Barnes and Noble unless it's your local one. You're not going to see your book in an airport if you self-publish or start your own small press. So it's a give and take. You have to decide what you want. Because I still want to be able to walk in an airport one day and see blah 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 by Eric P. Bishop, and I will be like a little kid in a candy factory, and I'll run over there and probably get arrested because they'll say, well, "What are you doing to that book, sir?" And I will sign every book, and I will leave notes for that, and I will feel like, okay, I've got another item on that bucket list to prove to myself that I can do this. But that will only happen if I get a traditional publisher, which I want to do down the road. But in the meantime, I've got some good stuff that I can put out myself, and it's so hard to get your foot in the door with a traditional publisher, and the time frames are so like if you were to submit a book, say I was a traditional publisher, and you submitted to agent who then hired me, okay, Bruno Media is your publisher, even though we're not traditional. John, your book wouldn't be coming out for 18 months to 24 months. From
Yeah.
the day we agreed, yeah, this John, you wrote a great book. We need to put this out. It's not coming out for a year and a half, 2 years. Now, once you get in the cycle, you put a book out every year, but it's hard. It's really, really hard. And you want to think, well, it's hard because they only let the best in. No, go read some of the books that hit the bestseller list and stuff. It's the books that the publishing industry thinks can make them the most money. What's what they're gonna drive the market for.
Right. Well, luckily for us, the interview is not going to cut off here. We
Yeah,
have
yeah, we've
about
got
10 minutes. We have
yeah, we
about 10 minutes left, so we're pretty good. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, reading that book. In
yeah,
fact,
thank
I
you.
might add it to my wish list next because the fact that the advertisement says it's like Taken, I have to read it. I've seen Taken a few years ago.
You write Christian fiction, right?
Yeah, I write Christian fiction, but in
Okay.
the form of thrillers.
Okay. I will give you the warning. There's nothing graphic or bad in it, but there definitely is language in it. I do not write Christian fiction. So I always tell people with the cat, I am a Christian myself. I went down that road years ago of like trying to like, how do I take these characters and have them not say bad words ever? I was writing about special forces guys, and I have multiple friends in fifth group, and I'm like, they just don't talk like that. So I do always give people the caveat that I don't want them to be like, oh my goodness, there's bad words in here. It's like, yes, there are bad words in there. So yes.
Well, no worries. I read plenty of Tom Clancy books with
That's
Penguin.
true. We were talking about Clancy and Vince Flynn and stuff. So yeah, they
Trust me,
definitely don't say, well, darn, we're just gonna blow this stinker up. They
I'm not gonna go to the extreme with that. You're fine. I'm gonna read it, no doubt. I'm gonna read
no
this
problem.
book, and I really like the fact that, again, it reminds me of those movies that I used to watch back in the day. But
Well, tell me
in
about your
fact,
stuff. What are you doing? What's going on? I've been blabbing about me. I know you had me on, but I'm not that interesting. So what's going on with you?
well, as I had mentioned before, I'm actually writing a Christian thriller novella,
Awesome.
and we I had actually finished it last year in February. The
Okay.
problem was we had to go through a long process with the editing. I had hired a professional editor, someone that I
Mhm.
knew personally on Facebook, and she had to take a lot of time doing it because she had so much medical issues. She had
Okay.
family, husband, and kids, and they had to take care of them as well, which is understandable. I respect
Hmm.
that. I'm not mad. Family first. That's what I told her. If you got to
Sure.
handle your family, I respect that. And when the time came that she had finished her edit, the final edit, I tampered with it. That was my mistake. I was kind of concerned, but
Right.
long story short, she got very upset and she's like, "Here we go again." And I was like, "Look, I'm not gonna mess with it now. You're the one in charge of that." So apparently, she has been working on it again. She's almost done.
Okay.
But once we're done with that, we'll move on to the book cover, and then we self-publish on Amazon. But
Okay.
basically, it's a Christian thriller, and
Awesome.
as I said before, Tom Clancy books and books by Mark Cameron have inspired me a lot. Other
Hmm.
novels I've read by Mark Greaney, and
Yeah.
so the novella actually is about worth 97 pages.
Okay.
It's actually a novel about a CIA agent,
Okay.
and he's actually the CIA director. He's hosting the whole thing. He's in control of the whole thing.
Hmm.
And basically, what happens is the president is kidnapped. This is a fictional president, and he's commissioned by the government to find the president who has been kidnapped.
Okay.
What's interesting is that the bad guys in this book, you don't know who they are at first. They're
Hmm.
just these random guys dressed up as Secret Service agents, kidnapping the president, and you're just wondering, like, oh my goodness, what the heck is going on?
What's going
You
on?
know,
Yeah.
you're trying to figure out. This is suspense, so it
Hmm.
makes you think and wonder. So later on, the CIA agent, which his name is actually Agent Cephas, and I'm just going to spoil the facts for you. He's actually a fictional version of myself. Now it may
Okay.
sound funny, but he's actually a fictionalized version of myself. His name is John Cephas, which is significant with the Christian name John Peter. So
Yeah.
there's a reason why I called him John Cephas,
Okay.
not John Rivera, which is my real name. But basically, he has to investigate, figure out where the president is, find out who the bad guys are, bring them to justice. And somewhere along the lines, he finds out it's a lot worse than he thinks. It
Hmm.
was more than just a setup, more than just a kidnapping. He actually finds out that there's a bigger threat going on, and he has to get to the bottom of it. And I'm not going to spoil too much of it.
Don't
I've
spoil
already
too
spoiled
much.
it with several people. But like I said,
Build
as
the
I tell
suspense and then let people buy the book, and then they can know how it ends. So
absolutely, yeah. It gets a lot worse at getting close to the end, but again, it's I can promise you a happy ending. And is there going to be a sequel? I'm not going to spoil that either. We're going to leave that up to the
you,
readers.
you let the
But
readers decide. Like you let them clamor for it and be like, oh, okay, we could do another one if you really want.
yeah, I definitely it's maybe there's going to be a cliffhanger. You never know, but
Yeah.
like I tell everybody,
True.
one of the things about writing is that I write a lot based on just action movies that I've seen in the past because
Mhm.
I'm a huge fan of action flicks. I
Absolutely.
grew up watching
Same.
movies like Indiana Jones, James
Mhm.
Bond, 007. You draw inspiration from those kind of books.
Yep.
So people ask me like, man, it's like when I read your content, I feel like I'm watching an action flick. And I'm like, hey, look, I grew up watching action movies and I've read thriller novels by Tom Clancy and
Mhm.
all these great writers, and you just blend in together and you get just an action-packed book.
Yep.
So,
Well, that's what you want. You wanna get your readers hold on to your readers, and you don't wanna give them a reason not to turn the next page or the next chapter. So,
absolutely.
keep
And
doing
a lot
that,
of
and
people have
you're
noticed
you're
it.
you're doing well then.
Yeah, a lot of people have noticed, like, yeah, like I can't wait to get to the next page when they. And I've sent the sample out to a couple friends, and they're like, I just really want to get to the middle. I want to see what this
Mhm.
cliffhanger is, what this climax is. Like, this is exciting. It keeps them on the edge of their seat, as I tell them, and
Yeah.
that's what they want, and that's what I want to give people. But yeah, it should be out by this year. I'm still waiting on my editor. She
Mhm.
should be finishing up very soon. I think she's on page 80, and there's about
Okay.
97 pages.
Yeah,
So
okay.
once
Man,
that's
you
done,
you pack a lot in 97 pages then.
yeah, for a novella, that's a lot. I mean, normally people write, I think, about 60, 70 pages worth of a novella, but I tried to make sure I wouldn't go past 100 because if you go past 100, that now it's a novel. But as I told everybody, I wanted to start writing off a novella because I want to test the waters and see how well I do.
Mhm.
And I want to self-publish on Amazon. Everybody self-publishes on Amazon. I mean, that's like the go-to place for
Yeah.
self-publishing. And
Right.
in fact, a lot of great books. That's where it all started, Amazon. I think
Absolutely,
there,
yeah.
I think there's a TV show. I forgot the name of it. I think it was called The Silo or something. It
Hmm.
was based off of a book that was self-published by an
So
author
yeah.
on Amazon, and it was so good that it became a TV series. So
Yeah.
you never know what you can do. But yeah, I'm really looking forward
Absolutely.
to it. And guys like you guys are a great inspiration. Reading content like this and learning from the professionals, it just helps me as a writer. So,
That's
but
awesome.
hey, it was
Glad to
really
hear it.
nice meeting you, Eric. I
Nice
wish you
meeting you
all
as
the
well, John.
best. Look forward to buying your books in the near future very soon, and I
Yeah.
can't wait to read them. I know they're going to inspire me.
Absolutely.
Trust
Well, thank you for saying that. If you have questions or whatever, you got my contact info through Facebook and stuff. Feel free to reach out. That's one thing that with what I've had to build, the joy of that part is I get to help other people, hopefully not make the same pitfalls I've made, which you always have
Yeah,
to make your own mistakes sometimes. But if you can learn from someone else, I always tell my kids that you're probably going to do some dumb things because you're not going to listen to your mom or dad. But if you can learn from us, we're trying to save you heartache. And same thing with publishing. If you can learn from other people the way they stumbled, it can definitely it can save you months of work, honestly. So yeah, feel free to reach out and glad to help you knowledge share. But Amazon's the way to go. If you're going to self-publish, there's really no other way to do it. It's all there. It's all very easy to do. I'm in the middle of setting a pre-order for Monday right now. Got all the pieces in
awesome.
place. I just have to push the button. But yeah, in a couple hours, you get your pre-order set up, and then you got to get the book done so it'll actually publish in four
Yeah,
months.
that's the same thing I heard. They say book Amazon is the best place to start off. It's
It
easy.
is.
The algorithm works, and I
Yep.
heard promoting your books not that complicated either. I look forward to it. So let's see how
Good for
this
you.
goes. But
Keep
nice
hustling,
meeting you
John.
again, Eric. I appreciate the advice. Thanks for the
You as well.
encouragement. I wish you all the best. Thank you so much.